Welcome back to Candlestick College. This is day 3 of week 1, so hopefully everyone is in the right spot. And day 3, we're going to be talking about data. So here we are in the course overview, and we're just going to zoom right in to week 1 and day 3 in the data. And here is the overview of what we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to talk about real data, which are pure numbers. They're not derived from any other numbers. And then we're going to talk about comparative data, which is real numbers that are compared to other numbers, meaning that they're just used for a point of reference to get a perspective on a certain thing. And we're going to cover both of these today. So examples of real data would be the stock price. That's a real number. Of course, it's based on a lot of things, but the price itself is the price. It's not going to change based on anything else. And then the number of shares is also an example of real data, and revenue is real data, and the volume is real data. So they're not derived from any other numbers. They're sort of pure real data that we have. And the comparative data would be things like the price per earnings, where the price is compared to the earnings of the company. And then there's performance, where the price now is compared to a historical price. And then there's market cap, which is determined by the outstanding shares and the price of the shares. And then you have volatility, which measures the sensitivity of the price to the market. And so some real data, we just went over these examples, but I'm going to get in depth in each one of these right now. So the stock price, it shows the consistency of the price movements. The outstanding shares is an arbitrary amount that's set by the company, and sales is just a company's revenue. And the account is the daily account of shares sold, which is just the volume. That's just an account of what happened today, how many shares traded hands. And so the next is the comparative data. This is where we get into the market capitalization, which is the share price times the outstanding shares. And the volatility is the price movement sensitivity. And the performance is the price relative to an arbitrary historical price. And you could have performance for the month, which would be the price now compared to the price a month ago. Or you could have the performance of 1 year, which is the price now compared to the price 1 year ago. Is this making sense? Okay, hopefully it's making a little bit of sense. So the price per earnings is the price per $1 of earnings. The stock price per $1 of earnings. So this is the real data and this is the comparative data. So an easy way to remember this, that I found to remember this, is for those of you that watch baseball and are familiar with the slugger Sammy Sosa, this is where I came up with this acronym, is Sosa MVP P. The P is just something I made up, but it does help me remember it. And Sosa was an MVP, for those of you wondering. For those of you that don't know much about baseball, anyone that knows a lot about baseball knows that Sosa was MVP, but I guess if you don't know a lot about baseball, Sosa was an MVP. So your next homework is to analyze any company using Sosa MVP. And you can choose a company you're interested in. In fact, I urge you to choose a company that you're interested in. And here is just an example of me doing the homework. I chose Disney as the company that I was interested in because I genuinely am interested in Disney. And FinViz makes this really easy to pull this information out. And so the real data is circled in blue. You have the sales here, the shares outstanding here, the volume, and then the price. And then some of the derived data is the price per earnings, the performance. This I just chose the year, and you can use the yearly performance as well, and then the volatility. So that is the derived data, which I call data analysis. And filling out the SOSA MVP, I just filled in these highlighted numbers. So your homework assignment should look very similar to this right here. Now, don't be a copycat. You know, if you use Disney, if you really love Disney and are interested in Disney, you can use Disney. Just update the numbers, okay? I don't want to see these exact numbers in there. You will not get a good grade on this homework. So just remember that, and I will see everyone in day 4.